Every now and then a game comes along that catches you so off guard and you were not ready for it. It's all you think about, it's all you dream about at night, and it's all you ever want to play. For me, that was 2018's Monster Hunter World. Even though I know this series was a massive success in a lot of Eastern countries, it hadn't really taken hold in Western countries like America. And for me, someone who had to this point played most of their games on console and then just started to dabble in PC gaming, I did not really have a touch point for playing Monster Hunter on handhelds. I had a 3DS at the time, and I'd played one of the earlier ones, and it just didn't really click for me. I couldn't understand it a whole lot. I didn't understand a lot of the menus, and it was just hard to grasp for me. And then this game came along and just really gripped me in a way that I cannot explain. It's all I wanted to play. It's all I played. I convinced my friends to get it. It's all we played. Goodbye MMOs, goodbye MOBAs, hello Monster Hunter World. There's something so satisfying in the fact that almost the entirety of the game is just based around your skill level. Obviously, you get levels up, but that doesn't really affect your stats and help you actually take down bigger and badder monsters. It's killing the monsters, harvesting their loot, harvesting their horns and their claws and their scales. It was such a loop that I wasn't used to in really any games I had played before this. So when I go back and look at my playtime with Monster Hunter World, and then when Iceborne came out about a little over a year later, it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours that I sunk into a game that I still to this day love and have just such a soft spot for. Now, all of that being said is why I am extremely hesitant when it comes to Monster Hunter Wild, which we can look at and see as kind of a spiritual successor to Monster Hunter Worlds. Obviously, there was Monster Hunter Rise in between these two, but that to me felt more of like a halfway point between these two. It took a lot of the really good things Monster Hunter World did and then evolved them into a way that had a different art style. It had a different kind of flow to the game. It didn't click as much with me as Worlds and Iceborne did, and so I'm really excited to see what Monster Hunter Wilds has to evolve from Monster Hunter Rise. But the reason I'm so concerned about Monster Hunter Wilds is not anything to do with the actual content of the game. I played the beta and it's the same old Monster Hunter, with the exception that you no longer have to obviously go run around, track your monsters. They just kind of tell you where it's at. It was exceptional. The beta, exceptional. The only issue I had with it was the performance. For this test, I only did it on PlayStation 5. I did not have time to test it on PC, so that might be a whole nother issue. It could be good, could be bad. I didn't actually look up a whole lot there. But when it comes to consoles, I am extremely concerned because of the performance. It was extremely framey, even when put on performance mode. I know it's a beta. Every time I've played a beta and there's been performance issues, they've never been able to actually fix those by the time the game came out. One of the things that the Monster Hunter games have in common with the Souls games is that performance really matters. Having frames that you can rely on matters. Having hitboxes you can rely on matters, because a lot of times when you get to those harder monsters later in the games, it's one-hit kills. There's some mechanics that you can dodge very easily, but if the frames don't actually line up to what you're doing and the performance just doesn't work, then the game kind of falls apart. And I'm really worried that this game that has so much potential could be so massive, especially early on in the year when it comes out in 2025, that it could just be dead on arrival because of how the game performs. Unfortunately, we can kind of look back over the past few years and see some games that just didn't work at launch and they kind of just died. Dragon's Dogma did well. I'm not going to say that's a game that died on arrival, but I think it could have been way better if it didn't have such huge performance issues. I know they've patched it since then, but Monster Hunter Wilds is running on the same engine that Dragon's Dogma 2 did. And Dragon's Dogma 2 still has a lot of bugs. It still has a lot of issues. And so I'm really concerned that, unfortunately, again, I did not test the PC version yet. So if you did, let me know in the comments below how the PC version performed. But on the PlayStation 5 version, it was not up to snuff. Even think back to years and years ago, Anthem, when that came out, right? The game had no endgame, so that's its whole issues. But it also had a lot of performance issues. If you did not have a monster PC rig, you probably were not able to play that game even remotely close to what it was supposed to be optimized at. So where does that leave us today? It kind of leaves us in this kind of holding pattern, this waiting state to see if they can fix some of those performance issues. Maybe they'll release another beta, and I hope they do, because I hope we're able to play another beta and then find out, hey, a lot of this performance stuff, it's been better optimized for not only the PlayStation 5, but for high-end or or low-end PCs. I really, really hope that this is a game that is able to have a massively long life because, man, I loved Worlds so much. I want to love Wilds. I want this to be the game that for the foreseeable future I can just play over and over by myself, with friends, meet new people online and play with them, and just create videos around them going forward. It would be so much fun. So be sure to let me know in the comments what you think about this. Are you concerned? Or do you think they'll be able to figure it out? Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.